Hey everybody, this is Michael Ray. Today we're going to talk about cloud storage for call recordings, and particularly storing those on Amazon's S3 service. Each day as your reps place calls, and those calls are recorded, those call recordings are stored on the InsideSales.com server. The related tasks in Salesforce have a link directly to those call recordings. With the cloud storage, nightly InsideSales.com will push those recordings to your Amazon S3 account. And we'll redirect the link in Salesforce directly to those call recordings. Who needs to use cloud storage? Cloud storage is ideal for companies needing to keep call recordings long term. If you're in the health industry or something similar where you have to have those calls for compliance reasons. Or for companies that are being charged for recording storage overages. If you're just being charged for recording storage overages and you don't need to keep those recordings, you can go ahead and delete those. Our support team can help you do that if you'd like. Only two things are required for cloud call recording storage to work. You need to have the cloud recording storage license, also known as third-party storage. That's included with the Elevate bundle and above. You also need to have an Amazon S3 account that's created through Amazon Web Services. So setting up our Amazon S3 account. We'll start by going to aws.amazon.com. This is the main homepage for Amazon Web Services. When you arrive at aws.amazon.com, it should look something similar to this. We will go to My Account and AWS Management Console. Once we have arrived at the sign-in page, we can either create a new account or enter our Amazon username and password. It's important to use a corporate Amazon account at this stage, not your personal one that you're going to use to buy Christmas presents and may leave with you if you ever leave your company. We want these recordings to stay tied to your company. If you leave your company, these recordings cannot be moved to another Amazon S3 account. Once you have logged in to Amazon Web Services, you'll see a screen like this. It has lots of different options for the different products that they have. Amazon S3 is found on the left-hand side under Storage Content Delivery. We'll go ahead and click on S3. This is the Amazon S3 Management Console. What we will need to do is click Create Bucket, and we will need to give our bucket a name. This name has to be universal to all other Amazon S3 buckets. So you can't just call it call recordings because somebody's probably already thought of that already. What I recommend is calling it your bucket something like this. Company name, call recordings, and then 4 or 5 random numbers. Although they are allowed, we recommend against using any special characters or punctuation. No dots, no dashes. Just keep it simple to letters and numbers. We will select the region, and we want to select the region of US Standard. This one always seems to work best. Once we've given our bucket a unique name, selected US Standard as the region, we'll go ahead and click Create. And that's all there is to setting up the Amazon S3 bucket. And when we go into Salesforce and go to the Inside Sales tab, we will click on Manage Call Recording Settings. We'll select the transfer type of Amazon S3, and it's going to ask us for the access key and the secret key specific to our S3 bucket. So we'll go back into the S3 Management Console, go under our name and security credentials. Your access key and your secret key will be under the plus. Go ahead and click the plus and they will be right there visible. These are something that needs to be kept very secure. You don't want to spread these around publicly within your company. You'll just enter those just where they're needed there in the page. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste mine in there right now. Once I have entered my access key, my secret key, and the bucket directory, notice with the bucket directory, I did not put a slash or anything else in front of it. Doing so will cause the test to not work correctly. I leave the default file name the same. You can change it. We recommend keeping the default file name the same. Go ahead and test the connection. Make sure that you have the proper credentials in there. If it says that you've passed, there's nothing more that you need to do right now. If you failed, you need to go back and ensure that you got the correct access key, secret key, and the bucket directory. Any errors in those will cause that test to fail. Once you have passed this test and the connection works, Call recordings will begin being pushed overnight. The best way to check and make sure those work is to go back into the S3 Management Console. When you're in the S3 Management Console, you'll find your bucket that you created and you'll click on it. If you do this right away after creating your bucket, you'll see that it is empty. After call recordings have been pushed into it, you will begin to see files listed in here. If you have old call recordings from days previous to setting this up, those will not be pushed automatically. You can contact our support team and they can help start the process of getting those pushed for you. Before we do that though, we want to make sure that you have it set up correctly and that you actually see files in this folder for a day or two. And then we can go ahead and start pushing those for you. That's all that you need to do to set up Amazon S3 Cloud Recording Storage. For more information, visit our community site at community.insidesales.com. And like always, if you need immediate assistance, call our support team toll free at 866-593-2807.